My name is Jay's a Dragon, and welcome to my build guide series where I will explain how to build the X-Men as playable characters in 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. This video is timestamped so you can skip to where you need, with a link in the description for the written version. My disclaimers are as follows. Official, third party, UA, homebrew, in that order. Mechanics over description, flavor is always optional. Builds work in every tier of play. And lastly, magic items are not requirements for a build to work. Dominicos Petrarchus, aka Avalanche, is a frequent ally of Pyro and a mainstay in the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Avalanche has the ability to generate seismic waves large enough to create devastating earthquakes and topple towers. He can split the ground, entomb his enemies beneath the surface, and churn up chunks of earth for him to hurl or even ride on. If he directs the seismic waves into the sea, he can produce massive tidal waves. The actual extent to his power has never been demonstrated, but he is rightfully recorded as an alpha-level mutant, which are vaguely defined as among the most powerful in their abilities, but just short of world-derailing like omega-level mutants. None too smart, he lacked imagination for how to use his mutant powers until he was recruited by Mystique, and since then he's been involved in criminal activity, up to and including terrorism and attempted political assassination. The one time he did split away from following others, he tried holding the state of California hostage by threatening to cause an earthquake on the San Andreas fault line, until that is, the Incredible Hulk stepped by and beat the mischief out of him. Avalanche isn't without his redeeming qualities. Given the chance, he can be insightful and has expressed dismay with the Brotherhood's methods before. In moments of peace, he's a fair hand at gardening, and is also a talented Greco-Roman wrestler. He tried being out of the fight for a time, tending bar under a pseudonym before he was dragged back into war, used by another megalomaniac for his uniquely destructive powers. Using point buy, I gave Avalanche 10, 13, 15, 10, 15, 8, with a +1 in dexterity and a +2 in wisdom. He uses variant human as race, gaining the telekinetic feat with an additional +1. Perception proficiency is gained from race. Arcana and nature is gained from Druid, and athletics and intimidation come from the soldier background. Druid level 1. From race the telekinetic feat. Gain a bonus action to move an ally or an enemy with a 5-foot push or pull versus a strength saving throw, and gain the mage hand cantrip. From Druid cantrips gained. Magic Stone. Hurl a rock with your seismokinesis. Thunderclap. A radial shockwave burst slams into everything nearby. Prepare a number of spells equal to your Wiz mod of 3 plus your Druid level of 1. Earth Tremor. Shake the ground near you to topple opponents and loosen the earth. Entangle. Grasping stones mold over creatures' feet. Thunderwave. Blast creatures away with a concussive blast. And Healing Word. Support your allies in the Brotherhood. Druid level 2. Wild Shape. As an action, take on a form that grants burrowing, special senses, increased movement, and other benefits. Cave Badger has a 15-foot burrow speed, 60 feet tremor sense, 30-foot dark vision, and perception advantage. When burrowing, it leaves tunnels behind that your party can follow. Giant Badger has a 10-foot burrow speed that does not leave tunnels behind it, better for hiding during combat. You have 2 uses of Wild Shape per short or long rest. Alternatively, spend a use of Wild Shape to get a temporary familiar with special movements and senses that you can benefit from. Badger has a 5-foot burrow speed, dark vision, and perception advantage. Crab has a 30-foot blind sight. The familiar lasts half your Druid level number of hours, and even at this level it's perfect for keeping watch during short rests that will restore your uses of Wild Shape. Circle of the Land subclass. You choose the Mountain Circle from any more Earth-based spells, matching your mutant power and the famous mountains of your native Crete. Natural Recovery. Regain spell slots on a short rest for amount up to half your Druid level, rounded up, usable once per day. Gain a cantrip. Mold Earth. Move and manipulate the ground in various ways. Additional spell prepared. Absorb elements. Deflect energy attacks with a shockwave shield. Druid level 3. Circle spell is always prepared. Spike Growth. Jagged stones protrude from the ground. Additional spell prepared. Hold Person. Inundate a target with disruptive vibrations, temporarily paralyzing them. Druid level 4. ASI. Gift of the Gem Dragon feat. +1 Wiz, now at 18. Reaction when hit within 10 feet to cause 2d8 force damage and push them 10 feet away on a failed strength save. Cantrip gained. Thorn Whip. Pull an enemy to you with a shockwave. Additional spells prepared, 1 for leveling up and 1 for increasing Wismod. Warding Wind, shockwaves unsteady the earth around you and shake the very air. Dust Devil, kick up dust-filled shockwaves that obscure the area and knock creatures around, to be traded out next level. Druid level 5, circle spell always prepared, meld into stone, envelop yourself in stone. Additional spell prepared, erupting earth, churn up the ground from range or even use it on a mountain slope to cause a rock slide. Plant growth, shatter a wide area of ground to make it harder to move through. Druid level 6, circle of the land subclass feature, land stride, non-magical difficult terrain doesn't impede you, and you have resistance from being slowed by some types of magical difficult terrain. Additional spell prepared, tidal wave, blast a wall of debris to knock your enemies over. Druid level 7, circle spells always prepared, stone shape, raise a structure or platform from the earth. Stone skin, concentrated shockwaves ward against physical harm. Additional spell prepared, guardian of nature, concentrate shaking the earth around you to cause difficult terrain, with advantage on your attack cantrips and concentration saves. Druid level 8, ASI, resilient constitution, gaining con save proficiency and +1 con, now at 16. Additional spell prepared, summon elemental, call up a land mount to be traded out next level. Druid level 9, circle spells always prepared, pass wall, knock open a path through stone. Wall of stone, raise bridges, barriers, ramps, or ceilings of solid rock. Additional spell prepared, transmute rock, ripples soften the earth to create quicksand to sink targets or back to stone to encase them. Conjure elemental, call up a greater land mount. Multiclassing now to Cleric level 1, cantrips learned, toll the dead, send painful shockwaves into a person. Thaumaturgy, rumble the ground and boom your voice to emphasize a point. Guidance, keep up your tremor sense for a better initiative. Zeal domain is taken from the Magic the Gathering third-party content for better thunder damage options. Domain spells always prepared, Thundering Smite, charge your fist with concussive force. Prepare a number of spells equal to your Wismod, which is 4 in Cleric level. Command, use a combination of shockwaves and threats to get your way. Bless, shore up attacks and saves for you and 2 allies. Shield of Faith, shockwaves shield you or an ally from attacks. Sanctuary, ward a creature from harm with defensive shockwaves. Cure wounds, tough out an injury mid-fight. Cleric level 2, channel divinity, consuming fervor, maximize thunder damage you do with a spell. Additional spell prepared, detect magic, sense the vibrations of mutant powers nearby. Cleric level 3, domain spells always prepared, magic weapon, imbue vibrations on an ally weapon to make it strike with a bang. Shatter, violently explode shockwaves to destroy creatures and surfaces at a point. Additional spell prepared, aid, positive vibrations toughen up you and 2 allies. Cleric level 4, ASI, +2 wisdom, now at 20. Cantrip gained, resistance, bolster a save before you or an ally has to make it. Additional spells prepared, 1 for leveling and 1 for increasing Wismod. Warding Bond, ward a creature with shockwaves, taking on the reverberations to yourself. Locate object, search out with your tremor sense for up to 1,000 feet. Multiclassing back to continue with Druid level 10, circle of the land subclass feature, Nature's Ward, you can't be charmed or frightened by elementals or fae, and you are immune to poison and disease. Cantrip gained, Druid craft, light a torch to see when underground. Additional spell prepared, Aura of Vitality, concentrate pain-alleviating vibrations to heal a high amount for your team. Druid level 11, additional spell prepared, Bones of the Earth, punch up with columns of rock to pin enemies to the ceiling. Druid level 12, ASI, Magic Initiate Wizard feat, gain Booming Blade, damaging shockwaves take hold of a target you strike. Mage Hand, further improved by your telekinetic feat, and Shield for once-a-day use, deflect attacks at you with a shockwave barrier. Then use Tasha's feature Cantrip Versatility to trade out Druidcraft for Shillelagh. Additional spell prepared, Flesh to Stone, encase a foe in stone indefinitely. Druid level 13, additional spell prepared, Move Earth, drastically reshape a wide battlefield to your advantage. Druid level 14, Circle of the Land subclass feature, Nature's Sanctuary, hostile plants and beasts must make a wisdom save or can't attack you. Additional spell prepared, Investiture of Stone, Shockwaves toughen your body and cause minor earthquakes with every step. Druid level 15. Additional spell prepared. Earthquake, the big one. Devastate an area with enough seismic force to collapse skyscrapers, trapping creatures helpless under the rubble or deep in fissures underground. Druid level 16. ASI, Alert feat, +5 to initiative and can't be surprised due to your tremor sense. Additional spell prepared. Tsunami. Dial up your seismic blast to cause a 300-foot wave from the sea, crushing anything and everyone before it. Magic item wishlist. A +1, 2, or 3 moon sickle. Stone breaker's breastplate. Shield of the silver dragon. Mudslick tower. Stone of controlling earth elementals, and ring of earth elemental command. Tactics. Bad vibes. Precast Shillelagh to be able to make a weapon attack using wisdom. Use Booming Blade with your weapon attack, dealing extra if the target uses their movement on their turn. Use a telekinetic 5-foot push versus strength save, or a thunderous smite 10-foot push and prone versus strength save. Melee reliant enemies will have to take additional Booming Blade damage in order to approach you again. Landslide. Avalanche can whip forward portions of the earth beneath him and ride it forward at high speeds. Achieve this by reskinning 1 of 2 conjure spells, both lasting up to an hour. Conjure Animal, Rhinoceros, a 3rd spell slot, is instead the land wave you ride on, has 45 HP, and can charge attack something, DC 15 strength or prone. Over loose earth, mold earth under a prone target to seal someone underground, even parking your mount on top of that space. You can sanctuary your mount too if you forgo the charge attacks, and instead use dash actions for an 80 speed, damage repelling means of conveyance. Conjure Elemental Earth with a 5th spell slot will instead summon a 126 health, physically resistant, tremor sensing, freely burrowing, object destroying ally for you. Losing Conch may turn it hostile to you, but it is vulnerable to thunder damage at least. Getting a ring of Earth Elemental command may be a good idea for this. Terra Firma. Cast plant growth over an enormous 100-foot radius, describing it as cracking up the earth. Place the center of it behind your targets to let the nearest edge of it be toward you 20 feet away from them. The huge area of slower movement behind invites them to try and exit at the nearer edge where you are. Even if it looks close, it would take 80 movement just to reach the edge. As plant growth is in concentration, also cast spike growth, described as jagged stone protruding from the ground, lining up its 20-foot radius with the near edge plant growth radius. Now it would take 80 movement to move 10 feet, rendering even dash actions ineffective. For any enemies getting close to the edge, cast Thunderwave for 2d8 damage to each and push them back in 10 feet. All the while, Spike Growth is racking up damage for all inside, 4d4 for each 10 feet of movement each way. The enemy is primed for ally effects to further complicate their escape, such as Pyro's fires and Magneto's walls blocking their escape, keeping them burned, blind, and helpless. This concludes my guide on how to play Avalanche. It's just a fun extra. If you were to build a mini of Avalanche, this is how it might look. I do hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any thoughts on what you do to improve it, questions, or if you've played this, feedback on how it went, or anything else, please leave a comment. Definitely subscribe and ring the bell icon for notifications, as I have many more builds on the way, and feel free to join my Discord for X-Men one-shots. And as always, thank you for watching.
Pick a side, pick your poison. Pick a side, pick your poison. Pick a side, pick your poison.